It is 6 in the morning, and this just started. I'm really excited. Donkey Kong Bonanza Direct, boys. I'm excited. I don't know what to think here because I think we're just getting gameplay, but I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see. Oh, that's so weird.
When the world felt so cruel and bleak, when the whole looked so dark and deep.
What is with the music? What the fuck?
Then your beat showed the way to
Whoa. Oh, here we go! This was leaked a while ago.
Golden Bananas! The
Oh my god, they're just gonna open up with that?
Here on Ingot Isle. This is excellent news for #1 banana fan, Donkey Kong, who also happens to be here. However, just as he's about to enjoy the notable bananas, a sudden tempest sends him deep down underground. As his adventure begins, DK teams up with Oddrock, but it's no rock at all. It's actually a talented young singer named Pauline.
Oh my god.
Now, Donkey Kong just wants bananas. And Pauline wants to find a way back home to the surface. It's said that one's wish will be granted by reaching the planet core. So the unlikely duo set off on a strange subterranean adventure.
Oh my god.
The story takes place in the underground world.
Yo,
the scenery changes.
This is wild. I
Some
don't know how I feel about that,
it's hard
but
to
it's
believe
cool.
You're underground. DK can run.
Oh my god, with just little Pauline on your shoulder the whole time?
And climb
with the rolling.
Using his incredible physical prowess, you can freely move in any direction. But
Whoa.
that's not all. Almost anything in your path, you can smash, crash.
Jesus, she's gonna get a concussion. Like I feel like this is really cool. But I feel like I'm far too worried about her.
Massive rock from chunk jump. Use a chunk to double jump. This will help.
Okay, that they didn't show in the treehouse. They did not show them utilizing that. That could be used for crazy tech. Crazy
Throwing
tech.
a boom rock or gold can have explosive effects. If you throw chunks made of softer material, you can stick them to a surface and pile them up.
Whoa.
His destructive tendencies. It looks like Cranky Kong and his companion Rambi are also venturing through the layers of the world. Then there are the giant elders who call the underground world home. They're said to possess ancient Bananza powers. By learning their Bananza powers, Pauline's singing can do something special. She can make Donkey Kong transform.
Whoa! Yo, dude, that's so high.
Even hard terrain poses no problem.
Okay,
Smash
yo.
as much as possible with the powerful Kong Bananza. Plus, DK can transform into a zebra.
Oh, what the
He's
fuck?
as speedy
No,
as he is strong.
bro.
He can even freeze over water
Come on.
or crumbling pathways.
Oh my god.
That's the swift zebra
That's
Bananza.
crazy.
Oh yeah, he can also turn into an ostrich. A flying ostrich. Spread your
What
wings
the
and soar
fuck?
through the sky.
Oh my god.
You can use updrafts to gain more air. Then
That looks
drop
like it'll be
egg
really
bombs from
fun to
great heights
control.
to send enemies scattering.
Oh,
That's right.
I don't know if I like how
Ostrich
that looks,
Bananza.
but that's crazy.
Bananza transformations don't last forever though. You can transform again by collecting gold to build up your Bananergy.
Bananergy. That is really cool.
You're not limited to when or where you transform, and you can swap between transformations. So get creative and use them as you adventure to the planet core.
Again, the utility in using all of this together, I think will make for really, really interesting gameplay. So these are like shrines. That's cool.
Challenges include time-limited battles, courses where you'll need clever solutions,
Yeah, I think I saw one of these in the treehouse.
side-scrolling stages,
Hey, that's fun. That's fun.
keep your eyes peeled to find the Banandium gems.
Oh wow.
There are plenty of ruins to discover, so give them a try.
Barrel roll. That. No, wait a minute. That was the other Kongs.
As you collect Banandium gems, you'll gain skill points.
Nah, there's
These
a
can be
skill
used to increase
tree.
stats such as your max health. Or you can trade these for different fashions at local style shops.
Yes.
Just
Oh my
open
god,
the closet
Pauline
and
has
customize
little
the perfect
outfits.
fits for Donkey Kong and Pauline. Or even change up your fur color.
Ooh.
No look is too much for Donkey Kong, or too little. Almost every article of clothing comes with its own benefits, so mix and match your look to suit the situation. If you find a treasure chest buried in the ground, crack it open, and you might receive a
I'm in
treasure
love with
showing the
this.
location of
Oh, the
Banandium gems
customization.
or fossils. Their location, you can also copy the material of nearby terrain to give your vocals even more texture. By working together, even tough enemies don't stand a chance.
That seems a little
This game also
overpowered.
supports game share. Even if only one player has the game, they can quickly share it to another player so they can join on their own console. It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch console. Plus, you can play online between Nintendo Switch 2 consoles using game share.
Wait,
and game
wait, wait,
chat.
wait, wait, wait,
You
wait,
can
wait,
play.
wait,
They can join on their own console.
Uh-huh.
It can also be shared locally to a Nintendo Switch console.
What? Girlfriend co-op on the old console is crazy.
Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using mouse controls called DK Artist.
Yo, let's go.
Rotate
This is
to paint.
some Mario 64 intro type shit.
Try and sculpt to your heart's content.
That pizza was really impressive, actually.
This game also supports Amiibo. A new Donkey Kong and Pauline Amiibo figure is also on the way. Scanning it unlocks Pauline's Diva dress.
Ooh.
By scanning the Donkey Kong series Amiibo shown here, gold Kong
Please.
tiles will appear.
Diddy and Dixie Kong. Also, there's Rambi. Is that Cranky? Might be.
If you scan them, you'll get giant spheres like these.
Please tell me they're re-releasing K. Rool.
CK, I love to sing more than anything. I have this dream. Maybe if we get to the surface, you and me, we can make it more than a dream.
And then it just shows the city from Mario Odyssey. I'd be like,
and the talented singer Pauline as they set out on an adventure to the fabled planet core.
My own special power?
This is so weird. I'm all for it, but this is so weird.
Bananza. Available July 17th only on Nintendo Switch 2. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop. The Donkey Kong and Pauline amiibo will also be available July 17th.
That I need. What a treasure. I'm actually kind of happy that they don't have like a main role. But it's interesting. I wonder how any of this is going to be explained. This seems to be early on, considering there's signage from Ingot Isle here, so it couldn't be like... This has to be on the first sub-level, or at least rather early. I highly doubt signage like this would make it that many sub-levels down, if it's not just the first sub-level. But I'm intrigued. I'm glad that they're not just cutting out all DK characters. What I'm wondering is if Funky Kong is in this. If Funky, and I bet they cut her out, but if Candy is in here, and God forbid any of the DK64 characters are in here, I highly doubt that would happen, but it would be a blessing. Chunky Kong, please. Wow. This was honestly amazing. I have to say, as far as like any theorizing goes, I think this is a prequel to Odyssey. Now, that muddies up a lot of things because why is Pauline a child? If Cranky Kong is still young, or sorry, old original DK, and the DK we have here is junior, then Pauline can't be a child here. But there's some retcon somewhere. I don't know which it is, if that woman, which, to be fair, in the arcade game, she doesn't look anything like modern Pauline does. You know what? Whatever. Is that now no longer the same woman? And also, the DK versus Mario series with Pauline in it, like, are those no longer canon? Didn't they just remake those games and release them on Switch? I feel like that happened not too long ago. So you have it. Let's just bring this up for comparison's sake, because people will say like, oh, well, those games are really old, you know, kids won't know them or have them. Right, those games were just re-released. The NES Donkey Kong is available on NSO. Donkey Kong Returns and Donkey Kong Country and Tropical Freeze and I think some of the DKC games with Diddy and Dixie are on there as well. All available on Nintendo Switch, which means that all of the stuff you would need to learn, other than DK64, is all there. So I understand DK64 being decanonized because I think Cranky's dead in that game. But like, it's really weird to me to change the design of the character and then just toss out some of his history. I'm glad these characters are at least here, but it really pulls into question what they're doing with this. And also the fact that, like, Nintendo has done this for a while now, and I don't really know how to feel about it. We're like, especially with Mario, I think Miyamoto said this before on like, oh, why is there no big story with Mario? And he said something along the lines of, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I remember him saying something to the sentiment of the story services the gameplay. It's really just a simple story. It's not needed to be complicated. And while I understand that, it gets frustrating as like a real Nintendo fan who's like, yeah, I actually do know the story of that, and I like it, and I find it interesting, for the company to just kind of go, bah, you know. But this really gives an interesting opportunity to show what the end of this game is like, and if this really does lead into Pauline helping make New Donk City, and having the context, because all those street signs are named after these characters, right? So it would give context of her knowing them when she was a child. The only problem with that is that New Donk City also pays homage to that arcade game of Donkey Kong. We're also on the NES. So it's like, how do you both have a prequel to Odyssey, which pays homage to the original game, but also cut out the story of the original game? I don't know. I might be wrong. There might be something that explains it. Who fucking knows? Maybe this is like Pauline's kid. I don't know. Or the Pauline that we've known for the past like 10 years isn't the same woman. It's like her daughter. Who knows? Same thing with the DK to Cranky, right? I could be wrong. Anyway, alright. That was dope. This seems to be a much more interesting journey than I thought it was going to be. I was, that artwork. That's crazy. Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting game. I'm really, really excited. I'm more excited for this than I was for Odyssey. I don't know if that's big praise or not. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching this, and bye.